If you can dream it, we can plan it. Oh, where do you want to go? Just let me know. Magic moments, far off oceans. We're chasing sunsets, chasing hope. Pack your bags, we'll handle the rest. With dreams and destinations, we're chasing the best. Your imagination, our inspiration, will take you coast to coast, no hesitation. Like dreams and destinations. Oh, 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 oh.
Hey friends, welcome to Dreams and Destinations, a travel podcast brought to you by the agents of a Dream and Wish Travel Co. I'm your host, Ashlyn, joined by your other host, the fabulous Liz.
Hello, everyone.
We are back from a little hiatus that we took last week, and we are thrilled to be here with more Walt Disney World information for everyone. Unfortunately, Liz is a little under the weather today. I was sick, and now it's Liz's turn to be sick. How you feeling, lady?
I'm surviving. I'm better than I was last week, and by next week I'll be even better. So hopefully by the next recording we'll just be healthy again. Imagine that.
That would be so nice if no one was sick for 5 minutes. I'll take it.
And this round of sickness, nothing like I've ever experienced.
It is so gnarly. I was down for, I think, like 10 days.
Oh my gosh.
It
and
sucks.
it's like you think you're done. You're like, yes, I finally feel well. And then it's like, no.
Just kidding.
You got 3 more days, sucker.
Sorry about it. And we haven't seen our audience since Valentine's Day, so we hope everyone had a wonderful, lovely holiday. Did you do anything exciting?
I'm guessing feels like it was so long ago. I had a volleyball tournament. So yeah, I spent, that's pretty much the answer anytime you ask me right till now until about April. What did you do this weekend? Volleyball.
It's so fun.
I did volleyball. It was
That's
good.
so fun, though.
I know. I love it.
We don't usually do anything, but my husband did surprise me with a little trip downtown Houston to a Spanish restaurant because we went to Barcelona last year. We just absolutely loved it. The food was insane. Like one of my number one food cities in the entire universe. It is so, so good. And we got home and immediately we were like, we got to find a Spanish restaurant close by because we missed the food so much. And we stumbled upon BCN, which is this Michelin star restaurant here in town. So he surprised me with that, and it was utterly fantastic. It was so good.
You know, I just sent clients not that long ago to Barcelona, and they were saying how the food was just like out of this world good.
It is unreal. We knew we were going to like Barcelona, but it blew us away. And it was just, I mean, the food, the atmosphere, the whole city is like one big work of art. And the people are the most warm and welcoming people on earth. I mean, seriously, highly suggest everyone go to Barcelona. All right. Well, let's get to the meat and potatoes here. In today's episode, we are talking about Disney World again. It's all about turning your dream Walt Disney World vacation into an actual countdown on your calendar. As travel agents, we're here to help make your Walt Disney World vacation a reality by mastering your budget and choosing the right parks and, you know, understanding that planning timeline. And trust me, there's a lot to plan. So, you know, Disney travel is really exciting, but can also be a little overwhelming. Don't worry, we've got your back. So grab your Mickey ears and let's make your dream Walt Disney World vacation a reality.
Woo.
Woo, woo.
Oh my goodness. You know, people ask me, I'm sure they ask you all the time too, why Disney? You know, there's all these places to go. Why Disney? What makes it so dreamy? What makes it just that dream trip for families, honeymooners, singles, solos, retirees? What makes Disney the dream?
You know, here's the tea. Let's get real for a second. Disney is iconic. We all know this. It is one of the most widely recognized brands in the world. Definitely the most widely known entertainment entity. Mickey Mouse all alone, just by himself, is the most famous cartoon character of all time. And then on top of that, You've got all of these other legendary, iconic Disney franchises that people know and love, like Disney princesses and Star Wars, or Marvel, Toy Story, Winnie the Pooh, villains. The list goes on and on. And when you visit Disney parks, the magic of Disney and the magic of Disney Imagineering has brought all of these beloved franchises to life with these incredible immersive experiences. So in many ways, a Disney vacation is this escape from reality, which is, of course, what we all want in a vacation, right? We all just want to escape reality. I don't want to adult anymore. I want to go spin around on a teacup and eat a churro and say hi to Mickey Mouse. So that's, it's a powerful thing to be able to, out for an example, Liz and I are both big Star Wars nerds. So it's a powerful thing for us to walk into Galaxy's Edge and to see the Millennium Falcon and to get a drink at Oga's, to see all of these characters that we know and love and that we've grown up with, and to really feel like we are living inside of a Star Wars film. That is pure magic. And the same can be said for all of these other franchises that are represented around Disney parks. Whether it's princesses or villains or what have you, it's magic for these kids and adults to meet their favorite characters and to see their favorite films come to life. That's magic. Disney World is just, it's such a uniquely immersive experience. And I know I use the phrase immersive experience a lot, I feel like, but that's really what the magic of Disney is. It's putting you inside of these stories, from your hotel to your rides and the restaurant and restaurants, and even just, walking down the streets in the parks, just walking around. The ambiance is unlike anything else in the world. And so, Disney is a dream destination, a bucket list destination for a lot of people, because Disney has made customer service and storytelling and this meticulous attention to detail their top priorities. Mm-hmm. They create magic. That is their goal. It's to create magic, to make dreams come true, to create happiness. That's its sole purpose. And that's the special sauce that makes Disney vacations so desirable and so memorable. It's the magic.
And I think you just see too, it really does span from infants all the way to 90-year-olds that they feel that magic, because it's like you said, my dad, who is, in his 60s now, he grew up loving Mickey Mouse and all the classic characters. So he walks into the park and sees, he's got to go meet Mickey. Every time we go to a park, we went on a Disney cruise, he has to meet Mickey Mouse, because to him, that's the man, that's the person he's got to see, all the way down to my 3-year-old daughter, who will, shriek every time a princess comes in to the shot somewhere. She's just losing her mind when she sees any princesses strolling down Main Street. So I think it's not just the attention to detail, like, everyone says, oh, but it's for kids. It's not. They put so much detail in every little aspect that, like, even though, adults can enjoy it, grandparents can enjoy it, they're enjoying watching their kids and grandkids experience it, but then they're also reliving those magical moments, of their childhood for themselves too. They're remembering watching Mickey Mouse Clubhouse as a kid and seeing those characters or the hat that they wore when they were that age. And I think that's just something so unique about a vacation destination, that they're trying to cater to, truthfully, all ages. It's not so, specified towards kids or families. It's so generalized, but there's so much detail for everything. You can go as a unmarried adult with no kids and go try food and restaurants and bars, or you can go as a, mom with her little little 3-year-old daughter and go experience princess meet and greet, or go ride, the teacups every time. I have to ride the teacups. Don't want to, but I have to, so I think that's so unique in the travel industry, to have a place like that really wants to create the same environment and experience for all of their guests, no matter the age. Because when you're trying to create magic for a 3-year-old, not that difficult to mesmerize them. To create that same feeling, that same sense of wonder for a 65-year-old man who's seen the world, that's a tough challenge. And that's something that they said, tough or not, we're gonna step into it, we're gonna embrace it, and we're gonna make that 65-year-old stubborn man go, wow. Yeah. This is incredible. I feel like I'm a kid again. And that's just something that's unlike anything else.
Absolutely. Absolutely. It's that marriage of, making people feel like that nostalgia, but also they are using these crazy new groundbreaking technologies and all of this innovation to create these immersive spaces for people. And there's just nothing else like it. There really isn't.
And the innovation itself, the way they push the envelope of technology, and the way they always have too. Walt Disney was widely recognized in the 50s and 60s for all the innovations he had in his rides and his animatronics and all of that. And they've just continued with that level of Imagineering to, push the limits of what they can do to create these immersive worlds, and it's incredible, the things that you can actually do at these parks. It's incredible.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. A lot of people are out there right now and they think, okay, Disney's just crazy expensive. The allegation, the rumor on the street is that Disney travel is outlandishly expensive. So they don't even really bother checking into it. There are a lot of people who won't even attempt to do a Disney trip simply because they've heard through the grapevine that it's going to cost them $1 billion to pull off. So Liz, as a travel agent, be honest with us. Is Disney really as expensive as people think it is? And how can we as travel agents make it more affordable for our clients?
That's such a loaded question with quite a loaded answer. As with so much in Disney travel, the answer is it depends. It can be pricey. No one's going to sit back and say Disney's a cheap vacation. If you're just, looking to have the cheapest vacation for your family, Disney's not going to be it, but it's also not the vacation you plan when you want just like a cheap getaway. It can be, you can definitely make it work for cheap, but the full experience of Disney, it's going to be something you budget for, something that you plan for. One of the things we tell our clients and we speak with our clients right away is, I already said that word budget. Go in knowing how much you're willing to spend on a vacation total. So, the nice thing about Disney travel is you're rarely piecing together 50 different things. If you're doing a trip really anywhere else, you have to plan out, okay, this is how much this part's going to cost. I have to have this part much set aside for food, this much set aside for, for hotel. This, like, you really have to factor in anything that you could possibly need money for. The bonus of a Disney trip is you can build all of that into one package. So you can say, this is my budget. I want to spend, $5,000. I'm just throwing a number out there. I want to spend $5,000 for my family. What can you do? And we can take that and we can run with it. So we can build long trips, short trips, really, VIP experience type trips within that budget, with a lot of our, special planning, and I think I called it a concoction or something last week. We can really figure out how to stretch that budget for you. So you really do get the most bang for your buck. The other thing we really recommend to help out with our clients is, to plan it a little further out, and we can work with you on setting up some sort of payment plan to get things paid off quick, or like at a slower pace, rather than just have to pay it all up front, because that's something else Disney's really wonderful about is they don't make you pay for your vacation up front. You put $200 down, and then from there you can make payments on it up until 30 days before you travel. So they really do think of their customers, to make sure that they can afford what they're doing. And the beautiful thing is too, is as you're paying it, if you decide, hey, this might be a little out of our budget, we can make adjustments, we can make changes, we can help you get it within a different, if you said, hey, I budgeted 5,000, but I really can only spend 4,000. Okay, let's see what we can do. Let's see how we can tweak it. That really does, that helps the process go a lot smoother too. Disney stays we talked about a little bit last week about the different types of resorts. If you're looking at a value or a moderate level resort, you really can get them for sometimes cheaper than the local Holiday Inn down the street, which you'd have to pay for 100 other things too. So there's so many ways that agents are helping you save up front, and then after you book, we are constantly going in and seeing, is there a better promotion out there? Is there somewhere I can save them a little more money? Did Disney release a new deal for the summer that we can apply to their trip? And we're doing all that for you. So, you might think you're paying $5,000 and then this new promo comes out, nothing about it, but we're sending you an email saying, hey, we just saved you $1,000 on your trip. And we do it all the time. I think a lot of us have done it for our clients in the last few weeks with some of the promos that came out.
Hugely.
It's been fun. It's been fun emailing clients in the last week. And we know a lot of like little tips and tricks. One of my recommendations always to clients to help them save a little money and help them budget for it. I don't know if you've ever done this. I do the gift card plan. Have you ever done this?
Oh, absolutely.
So I buy every time I go to Target, I snag a gift card because I get my 5% off, and then I just throw it in a drawer. And when I go to pay my Disney thing, I use those gift cards to pay. So now I've saved my 5%. And also, it's the girl math that if you pay with a gift card, it's actually free.
Yeah, totally.
So it's totally free. So
the gift cards are a good way to help you budget too, because you can say, I am only going to spend $1,000 on, experiences, souvenirs, whatever it is. And so you can hold yourself accountable to that. You can also sometimes get those gift cards on sale at places like Costco and Sam's Club. And that is major, because you can get say a $100 gift card for like $90 or something like that. So again, these little things that we know about to save you money and just cut costs, they're huge.
And it does make Disney very affordable that, it's not going, like we said, it's not going to be a cheap trip, but affordable trip. Absolutely.
Yeah. Yeah. So don't freak out when you get online and start looking at the numbers, because a lot of people get sticker shock for sure. But just keep in mind that when you use a travel agent, it can all be made manageable. We build your vacations based on your budget. And that's like the biggest thing to take away from this. You bring us a budget and we're going to work with you.
So we talked a little bit about, planning a little farther out so that you can budget. What would you say, Ashlyn, when is the best time to start planning, and what does the planning timeline look after you book the trip?
So it is literally never too early to start planning. Listen, we've all planned, travel agents, we've all planned last minute trips before. We plan last minute trips for our clients, certainly for ourselves. We plan those trips. We're great at it. We can make magic happen. However, and this is a big however, when you are planning a Walt Disney World vacation, especially if you are keeping budget in mind, timing really does matter. The earlier you plan, the further out you plan, the better everything is going to be. Okay. Planning early. And I'm talking like a year out, 18 months out, as soon as those travel dates are released, as soon as the booking dates are released by Disney, that's going to save you so much stress, and it's going to give you so much more flexibility in your planning within your budget. Okay. So that means you're going to have more resort availability, meaning more room categories to choose from, better pricing to choose from. When the time comes to do dining, you're going to have more dining times available to you, more restaurants available to you. You're going to have access to more promotions as they pop up throughout the year. Just like Liz said, we keep an eye out for those promotions. So if we book you a year in advance to go on this trip, we are still looking for all of those promotions, and we can save you money along the way as they pop up. And again, you can make those smaller, more manageable payments when you book early. It's $200 down, and we can say, all right, we're going to set up a budget for you, and we're going to pay along the way. And that's, if you wait until the last minute, all of that goes by the wayside, right? You're doing yourself a disservice. So timeline, what does the timeline look like? And I've said this a couple of times on this podcast. There's a lot that happens between I book my vacation and I show up at Disney World for my trip. So you book your vacation, let's say you book a year in advance, and that's beautiful. 60 days out from your arrival on vacation is when we can do dining reservations for you. And you may think, oh, it's just calling a restaurant and making a reservation. No, my friends, it is nothing like that at all. Dining reservations are kind of like, for travel agents, they're like our Olympics, okay? Like, I cannot tell you the adrenaline rush that I get when I book a hard to get dining reservation. I get so excited about it. So dining reservations are 60 days out. And then also 60 days out are the Disney extras, the, special experiences like Bippity Boppity Boutique and like Savi's Workshop, where you can build a lightsaber. Those are 60 days out also. And those are also very, very hard to snag. 30 days out is when your final payment is due. Okay. So again, if we've booked a trip for you a year in advance, you've had about 11 months to just pay off in small increments to make it more manageable and a little bit more stress-free than paying it all at once 30 days out. 7 days prior to travel is when it is time for lightning lanes. And lightning lanes is a big deal. It's one of, a lot of travel agents will tell you it's one of our must-dos at Walt Disney World. It's definitely, it's a big thing. And you can book those 7 days out. Full disclosure, if you are not staying on Disney property, or if you are staying at a non-Disney resort, then you can only book your lightning lanes 3 days out. So these are some of the major key points of a timeline from the time you book until it's time to show up. And again, we plan a lot of last minute vacations too. So come to us with all of your last minute travel as well. We got your back. But it's just, if you're focused on budget, plan early.
And it's not just for budget that planning early helps as well too. So Ashlyn talked about all those different timelines, that 60 days, 30 days, or 30 days is final payment, 60 days, 7 days for lightning lane. And that's for your entire trip. So let's say you're planning a 10-day trip and your daughter really wants to do Bibbidi Bobbidi Boutique on day 8. You can book that now 68 days before you actually check in. So that's, again, something, if you're staying on property and you've planned this early enough, you get those extra 8 days that someone not staying on property, they have to do it at exactly 60. So, that's something, working with a travel agent, we help you with a lot of stuff like that, where if you have a must do hard to get reservation, we'll say, hey, let's push it towards the end of your vacation and then we can for sure get it done. Maybe you want to rent a cabana or something, whatever it is. All of those things happen. And same with lightning lane. So if your lightning lane is 7 days prior, but you're doing a 10-day trip, you can book 17 days out. You're booking your last day of lightning lanes, which for some of those rides, that's a huge advantage because, there are some rides where the lightning lanes are completely gone at like 4 days before the day. So it's, if you're not staying on property, you're not even getting access to those. You're going to buy a lightning lane and it's just not going to be an option for you to book Tron or to book, I think Rise of the Resistance is another one.
Right.
Like all of those things, if you're waiting with the general public, waiting behind the line while everybody else is waving at you,
Right.
like it makes a really big difference. And just to kind of echo what she said too, having the opportunity to pick basically any resort you want is awesome. There have been many times as an agent where I have a client come to me with specific dates and they really, really, really want this resort and this room. And, I go to pull it up and try to find it and it's gone. It's just completely sold out. There's no rooms like that. And I have to break the news to them because they wanted to travel in 3 months and there's just nothing left. And so they either have to do something different or pick a different resort or, they're picking new dates. So, and the beautiful thing about Disney is up until that 30-day mark, you can make any modifications you want to your reservation. You can cancel and rebook at a different date. They don't penalize you for needing to adjust your plans before that 30-day mark. So if you want to add days, take days away, that's all something that can be done between booking your trip and making the final payment. So we definitely encourage people book as early as you can because there's literally no risk in it, none whatsoever.
No risk. The other thing too, the promotions that are available, many of those are limited availability as well. So booking in advance really does help you with promotions as well to make sure that we have promotions available for you. But yeah, there's no disadvantage to booking early. So as soon as you feel like you're ready to go on a Walt Disney World vacation, let us know. Like yesterday, do it, just do it.
Slide into those DMs.
Slide into those DMs. Yeah, and especially if you're focused on budget, plan as early as possible. And speaking of being focused on budget, Liz, how do you help clients decide what exactly is worth splurging on and where it makes sense to save?
So we talked about this in second episode, how we really get to know our clients first, and see kind of what they're into. So, we talk about what sort of things they want at the resort, are they going to have time at the pool, where they want to have a little nicer pool because they plan on having that pool day. What sort of things really matter to each member of the family? Do they have teenage boys who would love an arcade? Do they have, young girls that would love a Tiana themed resort? So, we talk to them about that kind of stuff too, to first get the idea, is it worth splurging on maybe a higher end resort, or would they be completely happy at an All-Stars or a different value resort? Because that's really kind of where we start when we talk about splurges is the resort. So if your family knows, like, we are going to do 2 days at the pool, 3 days at the pool, we're going to recommend that you splurge for that moderate or even a deluxe resort, because their pools are they're so pretty, so nice. I mean, you could stay at the beach club or yacht club and have a sand bottom pool with a lazy river and a water slide that's fed down from a pirate ship. I mean, it's the coolest pool on property. Or if you have littles, like my daughter loves the Saratoga Springs pool because it's got the 0 entry where she, can wade around. And then it's got the small slide for little kids, but it's still like a kind of a fast water slide, but it's much smaller. So she goes up and down, up and down, up and down. Or, do they have really little ones and they want to have something that has a splash pad where their little one can just play in the splash pad, or a low, like 1 foot pool, like a toddler pool for them too. So, the first thing we're really looking at is your resort. Personally, I love splurging on a good resort, especially if I'm not doing a really long stay. I feel like the extra couple $100 for, if you're doing 4 or 5 day trip, I think the extra few $100s for a moderate or deluxe resort is 100% worth it, just because, I mean, the lobby smells like lavender, or the pool is just so much nicer, and my favorite thing personally about the deluxe resorts is that the rooms are in hallways. They're not like opening to the outdoors. Like maybe that's a stupid thing to love, but I love it. I want a hotel where I'm inside when I leave my room, not where I'm walking out to the outdoors. So, and then I'm always going to ask people too what they're celebrating. Are you there for a birthday? Are you there for a honeymoon? Because if you're there to celebrate and not just, a trip, then you got to splurge on something. Maybe do a day at the spa or do a really nice sit down dinner. For me, a nice sit down dinner is kind of a definite, you got to splurge on. Whether it's like a really nice character breakfast or something, or just to sit down, Topolino's in the evening watching Epcot fireworks. I just think splurging I'm such a foodie that splurging on food is like
a must, kind of.
I mean, it's kind of like a does. And like for me, it's like that's why you go on vacation is to eat and drink things. So Disney is no exception, and they're like, if you know the right restaurants, which we do, their food is I could eat that. What is it? The pasta at Topolino's every day of my life. Every day. It's so incredibly good. So I do think that is something worth splurging, and but that's even something back to budget. If you have kids and you get the dining plan, eating at a few really nice restaurants, you can use your dining plan for it. So it again helps you save money right there, helps you know what you're spending. And to me, that's a worthwhile splurge. We kind of said it already too about lightning lanes. If you're not splurging on lightning lanes,
what are you doing?
Just don't even go. Don't even plan. That's something that I feel like you should just budget in your trip no matter what. I mean, that's when I don't even think I'd call a splurge. I would just say it's part of the trip. You're doing it.
A necessity. It really, it's become a necessity for sure.
You're doing it. Sorry. Because you don't want to pay all this money, devote all this time to planning to stand in a line. And your kids, trust me, will love walking up the lightning lane next to all the regular standby queue. Like, oh, hi, that's us. Yeah, we're in the lightning lane. No big deal.
Don't mind me, queen of the lightning lane over here.
Yes, when I took my nephews and we did lightning lane, and then we went back another time and we did not buy lightning lane because we were just going. I forgot why we didn't get lightning lane the second time. Maybe they didn't have the rides we wanted, and they were like, why are we waiting in this line? What? Like, it's 20 minutes. Shut up. Yeah. But if you want to avoid that, why are we waiting in line moment? Just buy the lightning lane. It's more, but we're talking at most, I think I've ever seen it is like $42 on like a very busy day at Magic Kingdom is what it is. But typically it's in that like $20 to $30 a person per day that you're adding, and it 100% makes it worth it.
It's so worth it, especially when you consider all of the time you are saving, because if you choose your lightning lanes wisely, and of course we can help you do that, you're saving upwards of like 3 hours of waiting in line. And girl, that is 3 hours where you can be riding other rides or going to see a show or having a nice sit down meal. And, I'm not about to spend, 2 hours in line for Guardians of the Galaxy. It's not happening. So take my money.
Ride, but...
It's an awesome ride, but take my money. I'm not waiting in that line.
No, not at all. And then, I didn't say this one yet. I forgot. Not a splurge. It should just be in every package automatically, and you shouldn't even have the option. Memory maker.
How did I know? I know?
I love the memory maker. I love it. I love it. I love it. I am a very bad picture taker. I forget to take photos of everything. I laugh because I look through. I had like a really nice camera growing up. This was. I'm going to date myself right now. My phone did not always have a camera on it.
Yep, me too.
So back in the day, you young whippersnappers, phones did not have cameras. And so we carried other cameras in our bags, in our pockets to take pictures. And I would take like 3 pictures and I would be done. So having someone else that will do that for me is it's just such a sigh of relief, because I know I'm going to get fabulous photos and I don't have to do it. And they're going to be just phenomenal quality. And when I tell you that the Disney PhotoPass photographers are literally everywhere, I mean, they are literally everywhere. Like, you will turn a random corner down, you'll be in Epcot and turn down a random alleyway, and there's a photographer taking pictures in front of this wall. They are just everywhere. And when you do character meet and greets, they're in all the characters. When you ride rides, that your memory maker includes all those photos as well. So if you really want to capture the magic of your park experience, your Disney experience, use those. And I mean, they're at the resorts, they're in lobbies of resorts, they're on the boardwalk. So we're not just talking in the parks, they are everywhere. And you can buy one memory maker for your entire party, and the entire vacation is preserved, and you don't have to remember to get your phone out and take that picture. So not a splurge, a necessity. Lightning Lane, memory maker. Those are not splurges. They are necessities. Work them into your budget.
Yep. I literally could not agree more with both Lightning Lane and Memory Maker. And I think Memory Maker has something like 170 PhotoPass locations.
It's crazy.
So when Liz says they're everywhere, they literally, everywhere you look.
I mean,
They're phenomenal.
Did you know that the photo booth on the boardwalk is a PhotoPass?
Are you serious?
Yeah.
I had no clue. I would just go right by it.
So do we. And one day we wanted to stop in just to, like, when we were doing our maternity photo shoot on the boardwalk, we were doing just pictures, and we popped in to like do a cute picture in the photo booth, and it was like, scan your magic band. So I went, okay. And I scanned it. Boom. Showed up on my Disney experience.
I am shocked and dismayed right now.
Pretty cool,
I can't believe it. You heard it here first, folks.
Heard it here first. Watch, it's going to be, they will have changed it by the time we go back.
Yeah,
down.
right.
I'll be like, sorry, just kidding. We're experts, I swear.
But yeah, I agree with literally everything that you said. We will help you nail down what resort is best for you, what's best suited for your wants and your needs, and see if you're celebrating anything special. Talk about dining plans, talk about Memory Maker. Whether or not you need base tickets or park hopper tickets, that's another thing that it could be a potential splurge for people. And then, of course, Lightning Lanes. They're not a splurge, they're a must. I'm going to get a t-shirt that says that.
Yes, I'll make them. So you brought up the park hopper tickets. So, I got to ask you, if I'm a guest visiting Walt Disney World, do I need to visit all 4 parks? Or can I get away with just visiting a couple of them? And what would you say those parks should be based on ages, interests, all that good jazz?
Now, Liz, girl, you know darn well that I'm going to say, yes, you need to visit all 4 parks. That's what I would like to say. You don't. Do you need to visit all 4 parks? You don't. It's my wish that everyone would. Because I think they're all so unique and they offer different things at different parks, and my thinking is usually, if you're going to do the big Disney trip, do it upright, go to all 4 parks. But we have to be realistic, and that is not an option for everyone, whether it's because of time constraints or budget, what have you, whatever it is. So that's where we as travel agents step in to help you figure out which parks to visit based on your preferences and your interests. And of course, based upon, the people that you are traveling with. If I have to say, Magic Kingdom, of course, is the most quintessentially Disney park. It is, the castle is like the icon of Walt Disney World, basically. So I feel like that is just an absolute must. And I think a lot of people feel, oh, well, it's definitely just for kids. It's not at all just for kids. It's a must do. If you're going to Disney, I feel like that one's the must do. Certainly if you are traveling with littles, you absolutely have to go there. If you are looking for something that is more adult, and if you're a foodie, I'm sending you to Epcot. The ambiance in Epcot, especially World Showcase, you know, my husband and I wind up there almost every night, every single time we go to Disney World, just because we want the food and we want to do all of the samplings from all the way around the world. And I just love the ambiance there at night. Hollywood Studios, you know, if you are a huge Star Wars person, or if you are really entranced with all of the glitz and glamour of Hollywood, then Hollywood Studios is a must for you. There's a lot of really phenomenal shows there. I'm not going to get into Phantasmic right now because I feel like it may start a fight.
It's my Disney never have I ever. I'm holding on to it.
Well, we're going to go. We're going to go. I'm coming to Disney World. We're going. No, so Hollywood Studios, you know, has its own personality with the, you know, glitz and glamour of Hollywood. And then Animal Kingdom, to me, you know, my goddaughters love Animal Kingdom. They're obsessed because they are big animal people. They both want to do something with animals with their career when they get older. And so if you have people in your party that are big animal lovers, then Animal Kingdom is a must do for them. So it really depends on the people that you're traveling with and what their likes and dislikes are, and what, you know, different franchises they're really into. So this is another instance of us as travel agents really getting to know our clients as we're booking their trips for them and saying, okay, well, what are you going to be into, and let's steer you in the right course of which parks that you should visit.
And I think it is, it's so dependent on the length of your trip too. If you're traveling, you know, you're only there for 4 days and you want to try to fit in all 4 parks in 4 days, it's doable. But you better be a family that has a little bit older kids, you know, that are going to be fine without naps, going, you know, all day, just raging. If you've got toddlers, 4 parks in 4 days, I mean, I've done it with mine, but she was not a happy camper by day 4. You know, we stayed for about an hour and then she had it. So, you know, if I had, we're annual pass holders, but if I had purchased the ticket for that 4th day, it would have been kind of a big waste of money. And even though you save money by buying longer park tickets, you're still paying for each day of the park. So, you know, if you're buying that 4th or 5th day of park ticket, you know, and your kids aren't the right age to do it, or you haven't built in a rest day, it's going to be something that almost feels like a waste because you're not going to enjoy it. You're going to be dragging your kids through it as they're screaming and crying. And, you know, we've all seen families facing those challenges in the parks where you can just tell mom's like just trying to calm the babies down, and dad's like, I paid for this, we're doing it, you know. And oh, you know what I'm talking about.
I know exactly what you're talking about.
You've seen it played out. You've watched the movie. You got the receipts. So a lot of it, like, it's so dependent on how long you can be there. You know, if you have a longer trip, then yeah, why not see all 4 parks? You know, I had a client last year that was only going for a week, or was going for a full week, and only wanted 2 days at the parks. And I told him, yeah, I'm going to go ahead and book you a 3rd because you're going to be bored. And not because Disney World is boring, not because the resorts are boring and there's not tons to do, but when you're going to Walt Disney World for that trip, you want to go visit the parks. And I should say these clients had only been to Disney one other time in their entire lives. So I was like, why not? Why not experience 3 days of park, and then you can enjoy the pool and everything, you know? So you really just have to look at, you know, what kind of stamina does your group have, and how long are you going to be there? Are you building in some rest time? Are you, you know, trying to do a half day here and then a full day here? Do you want to do 2 days at Magic Kingdom versus 1 day at Magic Kingdom? So, you know, that's something we can help you with those decisions too. But I would say, to kind of copy what Ashlyn said, if you can visit all 4 parks, why not?
Do it.
You know, they're all so different. They're all so unique. I mean, Ashlyn and I have been going to the parks our entire lives, and we're not tired of them yet. So I promise you, you won't get bored. You will find things to do no matter what at every single park, you know. I tease all the time that Animal Kingdom is just a zoo. And here I was going to Animal Kingdom like 2 weeks ago because we wanted to just we wanted to go see the tiger cub and see how big he's gotten. So we went to see Basco. He's so cute.
He's so cute.
Oh, he's so cute. So it's always different every time you go anyways. Each park is so different, and each time you visit each park, it's a little bit different than the time before. So do you need to go to all 4 parks?
It's not
I
a
need
necessity.
to.
Yeah.
I need to,
I need to as well. I need to as well. You don't have to.
but I need to.
Just bottom line, if you don't have the time to go to all 4 parks, ask your travel agents which parks to go to. This is reason number 626 to use a travel agent. And again, our services are free. So use a travel agent. That's a good segue. Some people, obviously, a lot of people don't use travel agents. So, Liz, what are the biggest mistakes that people tend to make when planning on their own and not using a travel agent?
Oh, there are 3 words that come to mind when I hear somebody say, when I know they've made a mistake and I'm like, oh crap, they're in for it. And those 3 words are just wing it.
Yeah. Nope.
The amount of people I have spoken to in my life, even before I was an agent, that plan a trip for their family and their plan is, oh, we're just going to wing it. It results in just a miserable experience for them. And I don't say that because, you know, I want to scare any of you out there who plan on winging it. However, Disney is a very complex, and it can be complicated, but there's just there's a lot of moving pieces to a Disney vacation. Within your day to the park, your resort, how you get from point A to point B, because, you know, we talked about it in the last episode. It is a very, very large place.
Huge.
Huge. I think you compared it to San Francisco.
The same size as San Francisco. Yeah.
And people wouldn't go to San Francisco for the first time and just wing it. Yet they do for Disney all the time. So to me, not planning is by far the biggest mistake people make. They don't go into it with any sort of real strategy, even as simple as park this day, rest day. Like even just that simple of a strategy is going to save you and your family so much headache. Just knowing exactly when you want to go, what time of year you want to go, which parks you're going to visit when. Like, you really do have to write it out like a schedule, like a calendar. And when you get in that just wing it attitude, you know, sometimes people wait till the last minute to book their resort, and then they call me and go, yeah, I tried to book it, you know, All-Star Sports this weekend because my daughter's got a cheerleading competition and there's nothing available. And I'm like, well, yeah, the cheerleaders booked it out a month and a half ago. What are you talking about? It's been sold out for literally 5 months. So that lack of strategy, lack of plan, you know, it's that, what's that saying? Fail to plan, or plan to fail.
If you fail to plan, you plan to fail. Benjamin Franklin.
There it is. Wow. Is it really Benjamin Franklin?
I think so.
Whoa.
I think so.
I gotta know. And I think that not having a strategy is so difficult, you know, and even when you don't have a strategy for lightning lanes, like if you book the lightning lanes, I don't know how many people I've heard will book lightning lanes and they just book 3 that they're like, oh, those sound good, you know, and they're booking the teacups. It's a Small World, and I can't even think of another terrible one to book there. PhilharMagic. Yeah. They're booking those 3, which, you know, if you know anything about Disney parks, you know that those 3 rarely have a wait. So it's kind of a silly use of your lightning lane if there are other available. and that just wing it attitude too, that's where you really hear the stories of people spending outrageous amounts of money on their trips or coming home and going, oh my gosh, how do I have no money left? What happened? I thought I was done buying when I bought the tickets, and now I've spent another $2,000 on food and this and that, and that's something that we could have helped you with. We could have given you the gift card strategy so you had a budget and you stuck to it. It makes it so, if when you have a good strategy going in, which again, working with a travel agent, we will help provide that for you. It makes for such a stress-free, I won't say stress-free, less stressful vacation, because you go in with, this is the plan. This is what we're trying to do. These are the rides we want to do. This is what we're trying to accomplish, and then you're not disappointed when you miss things, because you knew going in, okay, I'm going to do this. This is what we're going to accomplish. I definitely want to meet these characters. I want to do this. I want to do this. And then if you get it all done, great. And if you miss the things that maybe weren't on that plan, you don't feel like a letdown. And, a lot of people, I had a friend of mine who, they just did a day trip with their daughter for the first time to Magic Kingdom. They've never been, they knew nothing about it. And they went in and just winged it and didn't think it would be that bad. And they reached out to me and they said, man, I don't know how you do this with your daughter. Like, we went and we were there all day. And I think we met like 2 characters and we rode like 3 rides. Like, we spent all this money and we were there all day and we did nothing but wait in line, is what they told me, and I really did feel bad for them, because that is how a lot of families end up spending their vacations, is just going, oh, that looks like a fun ride, and popping in the line and just standing in it all day, and that, even without Lightning Lane, we have great strategies for helping navigate the parks, to make it the most enjoyable experience, even if you do have to wait in some lines, and even if you do, have to wait to see some characters. We can help you with that plan. Disney is complicated. It's confusing. Someone sent me a meme. I think I sent it to you the other day. That was like, all right, this is our first day of Disney. And it's like a guy standing by a whiteboard with like the most complicated like equation of all time on it. He's like, all right, we're ready for our first day. And you don't have to plan to that extreme, obviously, but if you go in with some sort of strategy and game plan, everything just coasts and you can feel the magic a lot more, instead of having to be on your phone the whole time and figure out where to go next. So, the just wing it, by far biggest mistake, by far.
And that's kind of like just the tip of the iceberg. I feel like there are a lot of mistakes that can be made. It's not just like one biggest mistake. It's like this cascading waterfall of many, many, many little mistakes that can be made when you don't use a travel agent. And a lot of it falls underneath the umbrella of, hey, we'll just wing it. But I mean, you're choosing the wrong resort, and you're waiting too long to plan, so you're not booking any of the experiences or the dining reservations that you need to have booked. You're either underestimating your budget, which I feel like happens for a lot of people, because they only budget for maybe their park tickets and their hotel room, and they're forgetting about lightning lanes and special experiences and souvenirs and dining and all of these other little things. So they're underestimating their budget. And, like you said, they're under planning, or sometimes they're over planning. That happens too, where people have these it's like second by second. And I'm like, you need to plan, but let's not get crazy with it. Okay. Like, leave yourself some flexibility and some room to breathe, because otherwise you are going to be running around the parks like a frantic person. And that's not relaxing at all. You don't want that either. And also, when you're not using an agent, you're not prioritizing the right things, and you're not watching out for promotions either. And of course, that's every single day we are watching out for promotions for you. So the just wing it philosophy when it comes to Disney, it's just not going to fly. No pun intended. Wing it. Get it?
So we've talked a lot about the planning process, and I know there are people out there listening right now who feel very excited, but they're also very, very intimidated by the idea of a Disney vacation. So, Ashlyn, what's a simple first step that they can take to make that Walt Disney World vacation come true?
Okay, I'm going to make this as simple as possible. Are you ready?
Ready.
Slide into our DMs. Message us.
We need a sound effect.
Yeah. It's literally that easy. That is the easiest first step. If you have been dreaming about a Walt Disney World vacation, we are here to make that magic happen. So you can send Liz or myself a message. You can go to our travel agency website and we'll work with you. We're going to work with your budget to figure it out and make your Disney trip a reality. So just message us, bring us your budget. We'll figure it out. That is the easiest, most simple first step in the universe.
It sounds like a cheesy sales pitch, but it's not. It's something that we do. It's not obnoxious to us. You're not bothering us by asking us to help you with your Disney vacation. Not only is it our jobs, we flat out love it.
We love it.
We love it so much. We love planning vacations for other people. We love being able to help everyone experience the magic. And, quite frankly, we live a little vicariously through all of our clients and what they're doing. And we follow your family's journeys on Instagram as you're there. When you tag us, Travel with Liz and the Duchess of Disney. When you tag us in all your trips, we get to watch what you do, and then we get to go even when we're not there. So slide right in, guys.
Yeah. Into our DMs. Zoop. We're gonna have to. We really need. I think that's the sound effect right there.
Yeah, it's there. We got it.
All right, guys. Well, before we say goodbye, it's time for Magic Mailbag.
Magical Mailbag. Got the bass today.
Magic Mailbag. Yeah, you got that Kathleen Turner bass going on thanks to your cold. Very sultry. We love it. All right, Magic Mailbag. This is, of course, where we answer audience questions that have been submitted to us on Instagram. Question 1, this is for you, Travel Wiz Liz. This question is from Tammy S. in Texas. And she asks, does the Disney dining plan include character dining?
Oh, why, Tammy S. in Texas. It absolutely does. I actually tested this out about 2 weeks ago for my daughter's birthday. We purchased the Disney dining plan purely because we knew we were going to do some character dining because my daughter really wanted to meet lots and lots of characters. So the Disney dining plan covers all character dining. It's going to cost you 1 table service credit at the majority of the character dining experiences. If you do Cinderella's Royal Table, which is the restaurant inside of Cinderella's Castle in the Magic Kingdom, it's going to take 2 dining credits for that one. And I believe the other one is Be Our Guest Restaurant and the Storybook Dining. With those 3 are, it's going to cost you 2 table service credits. But yes, it does include it. And it does come with a drink anywhere too. It's a really, really, really great way to utilize the dining plan, especially if you hadn't really planned on doing a bunch of sit down meals, but you planned on doing maybe a character breakfast, or, we love to do character. We call it brunch because we do it at the tail end of their breakfast time, right in the middle of the day. Great way to utilize the dining plan. And I love that it's for most places, it's only 1 credit, which is amazing. So, Tammy, I hope that answers your question.
You did a phenomenal job.
And now for you, Ashlyn, this question comes from Natalia M. in Florida. I am planning my first solo trip to Disney. This is huge for me. Any tips or advice is much appreciated.
First of all, I love this for you. I love this journey for you, Natalia. You are living the dream. Solo travel to the parks, girl. It is blissful. It is chef's kiss. You can set your own pace. You can do whatever you want to do. It is amazing. And I mean, I love traveling with my husband. I love traveling with my friends and with my family. But when you are alone at the parks, you see so much more. And the magic of Disney is truly in the details. And when you don't have to worry about anyone else but yourself, you're going to notice so many more things than you did before. So my first little tidbit of advice is to just take it slow and enjoy the ambiance. Enjoy all of those magic little details. You're going to love it. Secondly, and this is a big one, take advantage of single rider lines. We've talked about standby lines. We've talked about lightning lanes. There's a third line for some attractions. Not all attractions have it, just several, but it's the single rider line. And if you are doing a solo trip, this is a perfect opportunity for you to get in those lines, and you don't have to wait for 100 hours to go on a ride. You can zip right through on the single rider lines. It's nice too being a solo traveler, because definitely get your lightning lanes too. But as a solo traveler, it's so much easier to snag last minute lightning lanes with just one person as opposed to 6 people, or to change up your lightning lanes. So keep that in mind as well. Definitely, as we've discussed time and time again, get the memory maker, take advantage of PhotoPass, especially as a solo traveler, because you can saunter right up there to the PhotoPass locations and have your own personal little photo shoot. Love it. Also, and this is something that I feel like people can be a little bit weird about sometimes, dining. Okay. A lot of people will immediately say, oh, I'm just going to do quick service dining. It's just me there by myself. Don't be afraid of table service dining alone. There are especially a lot of like little lounges and stuff in some of the parks where you can stop and do some table service dining and do some people watching. Hollywood Brown Derby and Hollywood Studios comes to mind. You can sit in the outside lounge there and just people watch in one of the little cafe tables and have a glass of wine and relax and put your feet up. Nomad Lounge in Animal Kingdom is another great one for something like that. You can sit outside there and the views are perfection. There's just a ton of really phenomenal places. So don't be afraid of table service dining solo. And you know what, Natalia, send me a message on Instagram if you want more input on solo dining, because there are just a gajillion phenomenal restaurants. And the other thing I would say, and this is a little bit of a splurge, but do consider doing a special experience solo, like a fireworks dessert party, or maybe go to the spa, or a behind the scenes tour. Sometimes that little splurge can make a solo trip just even a little bit more memorable. So, treat yourself. And, just overall, just take it easy and have a leisurely time and enjoy. Have a great time though, Natalia. I think we're all a little jealous. Mm-hmm. And that's all for Magic Mailbag.
Magical Mailbag.
That was really good. It's like baritone.
I won't be able to do it next week. So
you went down to the basement.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's all for Magic Mailbag. So remember, if you have any questions or any topics that you would like us to cover on the show, please send them to us via DM on our Instagram account for a chance to have them featured on future episodes. Our DMs are always open. And that's all for today, friends. So be sure to follow and subscribe to Dreams and Destinations on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and YouTube. New episodes drop every Thursday at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So come back and see us for all of the travel tips and tricks.
And don't forget to follow us on Instagram and TikTok at Dreams and Destinations Podcast. Also follow A Dream and a Wish Travel Co. on social media. You can visit our agency website or either of our Instagrams to request a vacation quote. The links are in the show notes. Thank you for listening. And don't forget to tune in next week. We'll be taking a deep dive into the magic of Walt Disney World Resorts.
So excited.
So excited.
Bye, everybody.
Bye. See you next week.